Ladies and gentlemen, King's Quest VI. This game I didn't think I would ever have on my channel, but it was actually the Patreon reward. The top tier Patreon reward is that I do a full-on Let's Play of basically whatever game you want me to do. Couple exceptions there because some games are like huge no-nos to record, but you know, whatever. But if you're interested in that, check out the Patreon link in the description or at the end of pretty much every one of my videos. I'm pretty sure the annotation explodes and is all like, bah, click me, because YouTube's really aggressive with that stuff. But anyway, this is going to be pretty much a blind playthrough. I have played the first, I'd say, I don't know, 20 minutes or so of it just to sort of figure out how to start it, because otherwise, if it's a completely incompetent first episode, then it just, I needed to know how to start this thing. So I played around with it and learned it a bit, but for those of you who have played this, I left off at the ferry, the Rabbit's Foot. That is as far as I got. So like, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that. I don't know. Old school Sierra game, as you already can tell by basically everything. So some stuff's pretty cryptic. Everything's got a huge use. You just don't really realize it. It's very easy to miss very important things. It's easy to die. Gonna be saving a lot. So if there's something that I miss that I need, please do let me know, because like I said, it's mostly blind and it'll be a bit painful if everybody's just kind of silent about it. So help, please. And I should note, this game was purchased from goodoldgames.com. Works really well on modern systems.
Alexander, here you are. Oh, you're still not thinking about Cosima, are you?
I suppose I am.
Son, it's been months. You've got to pull yourself together. After all, you only met her that once.
I know.
Have you discovered anything about the land of the Green Isles?
No. No one's even heard of it. It's like she's just vanished.
I wish I could help. Please try to think about something else, dear.
I'll try, Mother.
Alexander, I feel so alone. I don't know what to do. Alexander, I wish you were here.
Cosima! Wait! Mother! Mother, come quick!
Alexander, what on earth? You're white as a ghost.
Mother, I saw Cosima. She was in the mirror.
In the mirror? The magic mirror?
Yes! And it showed me how to find her.
How?
The stars! I saw the stars outside her window. I can navigate by the stars.
Oh, Alexander, if you really go...
It will be all right, Mother. I promise.
At the time, these graphics were friggin' amazing. Which is, I think, why it's so, like, long and drawn out, this part. Either that or it's just playing back kind of slowly, but the music sounds fine. So I think they're just like, oh, check out these awesome graphics. Oh yeah, that bird shot.
Land ho! Land ho! Land ho!
Alexander awakens to find himself on an unfamiliar beach. For a moment, he is too dazed to remember how he got here. Then, he does remember. The shipwreck, the sea. Just as he had seen his men safely into the lifeboats, a gigantic wave picked him up and tossed him overboard into the churning sea. That was the last he'd seen of his crew. Debris from the shipwreck is scattered along the shore, but of the lifeboats and his men, there is thankfully no trace. He can only hope and pray that the lifeboats survived the currents, and that his men made their way safely back to Daventry.
Nah, they're probably all dead. So anyway, this is how the game is, basically. It's a old school point and click game. You can right click to cycle through actions or head up to the top here, and it, you know, lays it out nice and easy for you. Got options, which I'll be upping the speed a bit. Yeah, that'll be good. Don't want to max it out. It actually kind of bugs out when you max it out and your dude kind of ports around. It's a bit strange. Inventory.
Alexander is carrying nothing.
As the voice actor barely explains, it's inventory, which we have nothing, so there's nothing to show there. Talking to things, looking at things, using things, like physically interacting with things, and then just moving around. So that's, is this portrait even, I don't know, it's like some highlight around it. It just looks like I have like really strange long gray hair, but it's just a strange highlight. So anyway, like I said, I played the first 20 or so minutes of this, so I kind of know what to do here.
Alexander picks up his royal insignia ring from the beach. A long plank lies on the beach. No doubt it once belonged to Alexander's ship.
Yeah, it really doesn't give you any indication that you need to move this at all. Oops.
Alexander takes the coin and leaves the ruined box where it is.
And from what I can tell, if you don't pick up that coin, you're screwed. You'd be running around in circles, and you'd eventually have to come back here and just start randomly clicking on everything to figure it out. I don't,
The remains of Alexander's sailing ship lie dashed upon the distant shore.
I don't know how much of the game is like that. I assume a lot, which is why I say that I'm gonna probably need people to help me, or I might need a guide at some point.
To the left, a small village seems to invite the weary traveler. In the distance, a majestic castle shines in the sun.
Since we're here to see the princess, it makes sense to head to the castle first, so we will do that. Maybe check out the town later on, but I don't really see a reason to as of yet.
Two guards take their stance in front of the castle doors. They look quite fierce and have the stiff, blank expression of soldiers on formal duty.
Oh, yeah.
No strangers may enter the castle of the crown.
Alexander politely addresses the odd-looking guards at the castle doors, hoping to learn more about his predicament.
Good day to you, guards. I was cast upon this island in a storm, and I'm a little confused about my location. Could you tell me what place this is and who lives in this castle?
Hey, what is that you say? A castaway? A likely story. We haven't had any foreigners in this part since Alhazred arrived.
Don't be so rude, Gruff. He's not asking for any secrets. You're standing on the Isle of the Crown, lad, and this is the Castle of the Crown. The royal family resides here. Rather, what's left of the royal family.
The Isle of the Crown? But tell me, am I anywhere near the land of the Green Isles?
This is the land of the Green Isles. The Isle of the Crown is the main island, foolish boy.
Then Princess Cassima must live in this very castle.
Aye, the princess is indeed our treasured jewel to guard, and we consider it an honor.
Excuse me, guardsmen, guard dogs. I've been traveling for months to see Princess Cassima. I would like an audience, please.
I'm sorry, but the princess is not receiving visitors, particularly not strangers.
But I'm important. See?
Alexander decides to show his royal insignia ring to the Castle of the Crown guards. With all of his papers lost in the shipwreck, it is the only possible calling card he can think of.
Good day. I'm Prince Alexander of Daventry. I'm an acquaintance of Princess Cassima. If you could just inform her that I'm here, please.
So everyone says. Let me just look at that ring.
What does it say, Gruff?
Kingdom of Daventry, Prince Alexander. Wait here while I go see what Captain Saladin thinks of this.
So, other guard, how you doing?
The guard returns a moment later with a majestic-looking creature. Captain Saladin speaks with a voice that is gentle, but reflects a will of iron.
Prince Alexander of Daventry, I presume. I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with your country, but I'm sure Vizier Alhazred will want to meet you, if indeed you are a friend of the princess. Please follow me. Lord Alhazred, a visitor to see you. Prince Alexander of Daventry.
What is it that you seek, Prince Alexander?
Pardon the intrusion, my lord, but I came to see Princess Cassima. Some months ago, my father, King Graham, saved my family and I from imprisonment under an evil wizard named Mordak.
The same wizard that kidnapped the princess?
Exactly. When my father rescued us, he also liberated Cassima and sent her home.
Then your father has my gratitude, and that of the entire kingdom. But I'm afraid I still fail to see the purpose of your visit.
Well, I came to make sure that Cassima arrived safely and to pay my respects. Before we parted, she gave me an invitation to visit.
I have no doubt she did exactly that at the time, Prince Alexander. However, things have greatly changed for Cassima since her ordeal in Mordak's castle. Cassima's parents both became ill and died while she was gone. Cassima is sequestered in mourning for them as befits a princess. She is not receiving visitors of any kind. Even if she were, I do not think your visit would be appropriate. You see, it is time for Cassima to take her responsibilities seriously. With her parents gone, she no longer has the luxury to be a carefree maiden. As was her parents' wish, Cassima and I are to be wed. We shall rule the kingdom together. I assure you, our marriage is all Cassima wants now. As a prince and a gentleman, it would be best that you leave before there is any further embarrassment.
I see. I suppose that I was mistaken. I thought for certain that Cassima... Well, I apologize.
A young man sees what he wishes to see. I'm sorry you've wasted your time traveling to the land of the Green Isles. May your journey home be swift.
Perhaps I will take the opportunity to look around your fair land while I'm here.
I would advise against that. The kingdom is rather, shall we say, inhospitable these days. But it is your neck. You may risk it if you please. Captain Saladin will escort you from the castle. Good day.
You have had your hearing with Vizier Alhazred. I trust you will respect his wishes and not return. I have been instructed not to let you into the castle again. Good day, my lord.
Captain Saladin whispers something to the guard dogs at the castle gate, and they nod with understanding. Alexander has a feeling they won't be letting him into the castle again.
So, long story short, I came here to get some, and apparently the king queen died, so she's in some mandatory mourning thing, and she's also getting married. So, damn. So we're just gonna walk around and explore the islands while we're here, because otherwise it's a waste of time.
Good day, peddler.
Good day, sir. If you would like to get one of my fine new lamps, I'll need an old lamp in trade.
Isn't it a rather bad business? Taking old lamps and giving new lamps in exchange?
Well, there's always a chance that I'll find a genie. If I had a genie, I'd be richer than a king. Besides, there's always a roaring business in antique luminaries.
Foreshadowing! Probably. It's the impression I get anyway.
Good day.
Towering mightily over the other pawn shop curiosities, the stuffed bear makes an ostentatious display.
Good day, merchant. What can you tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
I can tell you she is in a dark time. Without the ferry, communication between the islands has ground to a halt, and so nearly has my business. Why the long ages of peace have ended, and why the crown has not done something about it is beyond me. But then, I am a shopkeeper, not a politician, and can only hope for better days.
How bide you, good merchant?
Quite well, though a purchase would not hurt me any.
The counter feels as smooth as stone.
No, not the counter.
The counter feels as...
The stuff on the counter,
Alexander
man.
searches for a way to reach the black-haired girl whose memory will not escape him.
What?
The pawn shop's counter is made of a sturdy teak. The wood is well worn by eager hands and well oiled by the shop's faithful keeper. The counter does not counter. The counter feels as smooth as... The pawn shop owner doesn't look like a man to be tussled.
Dude, there was a way I could use the counter and, like, examine stuff.
Alexander takes a mint.
Yeah, that's what I
counter
wanted.
feels as smooth as... The pawn shop's counter is made of a... The pawn shop owner...
Alright, fine. I'll go. I know there's a way you can look at what's on the counter.
Hello. I will be right up. Now, what can I do for you?
An old man occasionally steals sidelong glances at Alexander from under a concealing hood.
Good day, sir.
The mysterious old man just ignores Alexander.
Oh, what a dick.
Good day, sir. I'm a stranger in this land. What can you tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
That is quite a question, young man. Who are you, and what would you have me tell you?
My name is Alexander. I know I'm on the Isle of the Crown, but I'd like to know whatever you can tell me about this island, and if there are other islands nearby.
You are indeed a stranger. Anxious is the man who knows not the customs of the land beneath his feet. This island is called the Isle of the Crown, because the royal family's castle is here. Besides the castle, we also have this village, and the docks over to the west. There are at least 3 other islands: the Isle of the Sacred Mountain, the Isle of the Beast, and the Isle of Wonder.
At least 3? Does no one know for certain?
This is no ordinary land, Alexander. The land of the Green Isles has always been a place of vague boundaries, as if islands come and go. Legend speaks of a 4th island, an isle shrouded in mists. I myself have never seen it. Then, too, the land of the Green Isles is said to exist on the boundaries of this world and the next. Even darker places are reputed to be closer here than anywhere else in the world.
That's quite a claim.
Claim, yes, but probably just local superstition. We who live here on the Isle of the Crown, at least, sleep well enough at night.
Those first 3 islands you mentioned, how might I learn more about them?
Ideally, a young man seeking such knowledge would travel to their shores and learn about them firsthand. Meeting the leaders of each place would be helpful, naturally. Unfortunately, the ferry no longer runs between the islands. There has been much political unrest, and it has been too dangerous to travel for years. Perhaps the ferryman can tell you more. He has little enough to do these days. And if you haven't been there already, you might seek an audience at the castle.
Thank you kindly, merchant, for all your good advice.
Ah, but advice is free, Alexander. Making use of it costs much more.
And clicking around randomly, I had discovered...
Thinking of Cosima, Alexander decides to leaf through one of the volumes of love poetry. He reads, "Thy hair, thy lips, thy beauteous face, and all thy studied female grace have won for thee anon a place within this broken breast." Not bad. And another. "Upon the shore the lilies bend, untouched by worldly care, where shadow they her earthly bed, oh, that she were not there." Yikes. And another. "What was it when I looked at you? What power has chained me through and through, and binds my heart with links so tight I cannot live without the sight of you?" what nameless thing has captured me and made me powerless to flee? What thing is it without a name that brings my mind e'er back the same to thee? The name of love cannot apply. Its commonness does not decry the haunted, hunted, painful cry that my heart makes for you, that e'er my soul eternal makes for you.
A little close to home, that one.
Alexander returns the love poem book to the shelf. Alexander picks up the fallen page. It's the love poem he particularly liked. It must have fallen out of the poetry book.
I see that old volume has lost another page. You may keep it if you like, sir. I have glued the stubborn thing back in place 2 times already.
I do rather like it. Thank you, merchant.
What I need that for, I have no idea, but I'd imagine I do.
A stone fireplace gives the bookshop a...
No, not that. The book.
There's a book entitled The Changing Role of Court Entertainers Through the Ages on the small table in the reading area. It appears that some regular customer likes that book. An antique leather-bound book is displayed on a little stand on the counter. On the elaborate cover is the title, Ye Useful Book of Magic Spells.
Magic sounds cool.
How much for that book on the counter, merchant?
It is a fine book, is it not? I obtained it from the estate of the one and only magician this kingdom has ever had. Poofed himself into an aardvark in the end, or so I heard. I never found the spells all that useful myself, but then I lead a boring life. I tell you what, if you can find another rare book, something a bit more marketable, I might be willing to exchange the spell book for it.
There's a small table near the door that bears a sign. The sign has undergone a number of changes. It once read 10 pence, but that was crossed out and replaced with 5 pence, then 1 pence, then free. The sign currently reads, "Take one, please." Only one book remains on the table. It looks like the bookshop owner really wants to get rid of that book.
I suppose I'll take it.
Alexander picks up the book from the small table.
Oh, yes, please, take that book. You have my most humble thanks for doing so, good sir.
Really? Thanks.
Why he wants to get rid of it so bad, I don't know. But I think that's all we can do there. There's stuff you buy at the pawn shop, but it's being stingy with letting me use the counter now, so we'll just head to the port